This is the race committee. The wind sampling is complete, and this race is live.
So it's on. No mistakes can be made. How the start unfolds will be a biggie today. There you see the score. Great Britain 5, Italy 4.
Both Ben Ainsley and Jimmy Spittle know how to deliver when they need to. This really is the match of the giants in our sport.
Might to come down here. Backing down. Backing down now. Down.
Great Britain coming in on board. 2 minutes and 10 seconds. They can enter about bang on time if you look at the indicator by the flag.
Be careful not to be early there. The British only about half a boat length off it, so having to hit the brakes, wash off a bit of speed.
Rossa, Prada Pirelli will come in a little bit late, just like INEOS did in race 9 earlier today.
Be interesting to see if Rossa choose to engage a bit more to take it to the British.
British just putting the boat straight up onto the breeze there, so rolling into attack and then possibly a loop around. So I'm surprised to see Rossa roll down the boundary from here in their own time on distance for the start. The British will be coming in either jumping or pushing.
Slowly coming down, boys.
Rossa always less keen to engage. They like to just be protected by the wall, by the boundary edge.
Happy to jive. Jiving here.
Rossa jiving back early. INEOS Britannia
Have to go low lead in front
on the height.
Give way boat, the British team. Rossa right of way boat.
Okay, my wheel. Got yours. Having overlap here.
Rossa going for the hook here. Oh, no grip, they've lost the rudder.
Been down, okay. Killing 10 for the pen here. Backing up. Your wheel. Come on. You can push on the main.
Control now to the British team.
We are almost racing, okay? Nice mode. Yep. Pretty good high mode here. Yeah, high mode is good for us.
The British there letting him off the hook.
Now we're going to kill a little. No, kill a little bit. Okay, almost racing here. Wait.
Potentially even start.
Not yet. Stay up here. Stay up. We're killing 2. Killing 1. Just getting safe on the pin. Clear. Yeah, you are. Building now. Easier switch. Killing 3. No lower. 7. Slowly edging. It's time, my boys. Go up. Racing.
Race 10 is live and a go on the Louis Vuitton Cup. It is a must-win for Rossa.
I say, boys, good speed. Didn't need too much height to get rid of him, but great. We'll have to go pretty soon. Choose your moment.
To the British.
Anytime for me.
They were 2.3 meters back from the line, doing 36 knots. Currently moving forward on Rossa. They can't live there much longer.
That's nice there.
Just threading the eye of the needle to hang there. The Italian team.
They're building now to attack. Keep it at 35. Yeah, there you go now. Okay, all the way. Stand by. And board. 2, 1, move. Standing. I will. 2, 1, come board. And then get the target. Yep. Nice guys, happy to push it.
Nice tack on board both boats, but little advantage to the British team. And they'll be looking to sail a slightly faster mode now. Across and actually tack inside on the next exchange to try and take control of this race early on.
Rossa really trying to move forward, go fast towards the right-hand boundary.
Maybe J-spot, That'll make for that next puff. I'm not sure he will be able to protect.
Nothing in this, 22 meters.
Stand by. Looking for a flat spot. Yeah, wait for this wave, guys. Huge wave. A little bit of hill.
Rossa choosing to go back in the middle of the track.
2, 1, more down.
Asking questions of INEOS Britannia.
Stand by. Okay, board down. Board down. 2 is 1.
This is a big move.
High build here. 2, 1, going board. Anytime. Nice there. Questions to Louis at the moment, all clear. He tacks out. He's on.
the Italians having to immediately tack to clear their air intakes. They were getting an absolute windscreen full of dirt there.
Want to go back? Well, what do you want? I'm happy. Whatever you want. Big right here at the moment. Okay, happy to continue.
Picking the moment when to tack's crucial with the seaway running. So hence why we're seeing sometimes little delays before they rip into attack, because you pick the wrong moment, you get punched back because of the seaway. The right hand seems to be the favoured side. That's the side that's being protected. Quite a lot of leverage between the two boats now. INEOS didn't actually go back with Luna Rossa. That's given Luna Rossa quite a lot of leverage, quite a lot of lateral gain, and it would only take a little bit of a right-hand wind shift, and Luna Rossa will be right back into this one. Crucial, this top mark rounding, who's ahead.
INEOS Britannia had great pressure on that left-hand side. Good shift, massive gain.
That is a huge gain early on. They'll be hoping to keep in that left shift to get around that right mark.
If you want. Just keep the manoeuvres down.
Calm words from Ben Ainsley, just keep it simple, less manoeuvres.
At the top gate for the first time in race 10 to complete leg 1 of 8. And again, it's INEOS Britannia, like race 9, leading Luna Rossa through.
Get in that. Okay. I catch. Holding up, yep.
Quite low in the right height there on the foil arms on the Italian boat. Sailing into good pressure though.
Nice shift here.
Luna Rossa, Prada, Pirelli, but the British doing a slightly smoother. You just see the turn rate there, just a little tighter and getting to that downwind angle a little earlier
back a little bit, but
on
just keep going.
the British boat. Little gains there.
20 to boundary this way. That's it.
INEOS Britannia extending here. Looks so good, particularly on this downwind leg.
And forward down.
You like what you see, Glenn?
2,
They're sailing the boat well and just needing to keep it nice and smooth. Looks like in some of the turns, the British team possibly just having a little more grip than the Italian team. They just look like they get from full power to full power, possibly just a fraction quicker than the Italians. So just being able to get back onto full throttle, just that split second earlier, taking a gain.
Reload in 5. And get one in. I think we continue.
This is the race committee. We are moving the windward gate, shifting the course axis to 095.
Slight rotation in the breeze, as predicted.
A little bit skiddy, Leroy. Copy that. I'm a little bit skiddy. Copy. Fine. Stay line on the boat, but a little more.
So Ben Ainsley there talking to Lee McMillan, just getting him to sink the stern just a little more for a bit more rudder immersion.
2, 1, made.
Sacrifice a little bit of performance for more accurate steering. Turn brings the performance back again.
Thanks to mate. Gonna get the hook out.
So much improvement on this team. Hard to believe how far they've come the last month here in Barcelona.
Straight in left. 30.
So they will be laying down for that left turn. Luna Rossa jibing on the lay line.
Try and keep it simple. Okay.
Looks like they've pushed that lay line quite hard, so possibly just going a little further than they needed to.
Hey, Mark. Okay.
INEOS Britannia complete leg number 2. 6 to go. Dare they dream? Dare they dream that they get the breakthrough today?
Really important to get the jibs trimmed on early in these conditions, just to get the balance back into the boat again, unload the rudder, make sure that...
Get it going, boys. Lock her in.
Boat's locked in, as Jimmy Spithill says for me.
There's a lot of confidence of fans of INEOS Britannia They've seen this series go back and forth, back and forth. Are we about to witness the breakthrough today and no more deadlock series? Some way to go, though. 5 legs.
Concentration on Dylan Fletcher, top right. Ben Ainsley.
To see the crew getting absolutely ragdolled inside those cockpits as the boat's doing 40 knots going upwind through this seaway. Really bumpy ride.
Give you an update, Siobhan. Yep. Happy with the pitch here, Ben? Yep. I think we want to hit them just because we want to protect this right. Hard to get there, obviously. Just see where he tacks. Okay.
So good being able to listen to tacticians on both boats.
I think we have to bail out.
Fantastic aerial shot as the British just put the clamps on. Italians, just as they get to the edge of that foil wash, that is where the edge of the dirty air is at that particular point in time.
Good pressure in 5.
Jimmy Spittle steering. Francesco Bruni painting the picture.
How's the balance, Jimmy?
Pretty good now, yeah. And the pressure feels great.
Luna Rossa, Prada,
Nice path
Pirelli
here.
sailing into
Pressure
more
up here.
pressure on the left-hand side of the track. We saw INEOS
On,
Britannia do well up there in the last
Nozzle
upwind.
over.
Nozzle over, yeah.
We've got potentially good gains to the Italian team of Luna Rossa, Prada, Pirelli. Some nice flat water at the moment and sailing into big pressure, so possibly sailing into a lefty, which will mean that they will sail a closer angle to the top gate than they would have done if they were in a right-hand shift or a medium breeze.
How's longer than that?
No.
Something more to build.
No.
What do you think on the top?
Not a lot. Honestly, there's very good pressure on that right corner.
Probably edge left here.
British team on a righty as well, so a split breeze. And
He's probably going
both
to
teams
swap
sailing
with
good
us here,
angles
that's righty.
and going through the transition
There you go,
of those
okay.
breezes here.
Hey, drop it. Just check. Yeah. One more down.
Big right-hand shift coming, just out beyond the top mark. There's a big cruising boat, and it looks to me as though it would be as much as 10 degrees higher in terms of the right-hand shifts. So a big right-hand shift coming, and I'm sure INEOS have already seen that as they look up towards the top mark.
Still plenty of food on the table on offer for which way they take. Lots of shifts and puffs to deal with, so eyes out of the boat.
This, once again, is a race of control. And in control right now of race 10 is INEOS Britannia, the official challenger of record. They lead 5-4.
8 hands on the move. High trap. Good angle. Move flat, let's. 3, 2, 1,
3 legs completed.
2.
Fairly even upwind leg by both teams, but if you've got your nose in front,
Big forward on the
you can
pitch, guys.
dictate.
3, 2, 1,
Luna Rossa are going to have to find something.
pitch.
Still nothing in this race, really, just one little wobble, one little skid by the British team, and Luna Rossa will be right with them.
Nice work, guys.
That was a great bear away.
Luna Rossa fans will be sitting there waiting and hoping that they can again level this up. But you know who's in front right now? That's the INEOS Britannia team. Oh yeah, they know it. That's a Luna Rossa fan. It's on the knife edge. It's on a knife edge.
Stand by, guys.
This is the race committee. We are moving the windward gate, shifting the course axis to 098.
Would have thought the Louis Vuitton final would be so windy. I mean, we did not expect this. The designers, I think, didn't expect this, and certainly the sailors.
All right, let's give it a go.
It has been full on.
Still pretty good ride at the moment.
Years of
Ellie, finish on your
development and study
Nice. And a let down.
the average conditions of what you'd be getting at this time of the year, and we're certainly seeing in this final
Still like
series
25 this way. Want to give
very
it a
top
little?
end of all that, and certainly sea state at the moment. You just see how rough that is. These boats absolutely
down for your head.
blowing these waves to
Bad waves
pieces.
coming, boys.
Right on the edge. Very, very difficult to sail the
Stand
boats
by.
well.
Still a bit to go. Yeah. Pressure's down a little bit. I think.
Huge concentration on the
Let
face
down.
of Dylan
Bad
Fletcher
waves,
there.
yeah.
Gold
See the-
medalist from Tokyo.
Big let down. Yep,
See the
it's
crew
all right.
there
All good.
bouncing around both sides of the boat.
Hey, any time.
Is an
Let
absolute
down.
bucking bronco down there. The TV just does not do
Don't hit.
how much that boat will be moving justice. Little kiss. They need to control it here, the British.
Yeah. Hey,
recovery.
holding. Yeah, okay, peel now. Big boys coming up.
Right on the edge there.
Lost the rudder.
Lost the rudder.
Avoided the rudder. Easy. Easing. Hey. Coming back now. Yep. Hey, coming on. Hey, good in.
Nervous moment on INEOS Britannia. Did well to catch that.
Yeah, the issue now is they're not going to be settled for this bottom rounding, so
Holding or not. Holding the board. Puppy. Settle it down, boys.
coast.
Hey, round up, mate. Go cruise. 3, 2, 1.
Leading leg number 4, we're halfway through. Ben Azier asking the boys just calm it down, losing them a little bit, a little moment, but it's opened the door slightly for Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli to close up the distance.
Big push, boys. Hey, trying to build here, boys.
Is this the opportunity now for Luna Rossa?
Well, that was a huge moment. You see how much the Italian team have closed up behind. They'll be getting settled.
2, 1.
Very, very nearly massive moment there for the British team. They have to execute well from here. Just in control, but only just.
Let's go. Lock it in.
Not the best tack.
Yeah, they did well though to limit the damage. Still very much in a good defending position here.
Bow up, please.
They're just looking at the meters. They are bleeding away.
Stand by. Hold down. Hold down. Boys, right with you. Keep pushing. Pass build. Yeah. Because we will be coming back. No, just get the target and we go.
Jimmy Spittle calling for the push right back in this.
No speed back here.
Need to push out of these tacks more important.
Getting out of phase.
Tacks going straight. Taking
So, right up the exhaust pipe again of the British team, sailing well. The Italians pushing hard. British now deciding just to go nice and simple, almost a bit too close to defend, so they're just going to need to lock in and minimise manoeuvres from here.
2, 1, mate. Heading. Stand by. 2, 1, going forward.
INEOS tack to come back towards Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli, but we've seen a slight style change here from Jimmy Spittle and Francesco Bruni, now throwing a few tacks at INEOS, just mixing it up a little bit. And initially off that bottom mark, after a bit of a glitch for INEOS, Luna Rossa are coming back at them in these the tacking duel that's going now, and if they keep that going all the way to the top mark, they're going to be very, very close by the time they get to Mark 5.
Well, potentially the British, as Pete said, I've got a feeling that they've let the Italians off the hook a little bit here. The Italians just need to hook into one little shift out that side with this split, and they'll get massive leverage over the British team. So the British rolling the dice, letting the Italian team off the hook.
On board INEOS Britannia's chase by the Giles Scott. Have you let the Italians off their hook? Have you opened the door?
I just caught wind of rolling the dice. We're certainly not doing that. No, the guys are doing really well. It's got super close here. Just lost that rudder at the bottom of our last downwind leg, which is tightened the game right up here. And I think it's all about getting the shift right into this top gate here. It's close.
Giles, how unstable is the conditions? What are the opportunities here?
Yeah, it's an interesting day. Excuse me. Big, well, generally a right trend throughout all the racing here, and we're seeing a wind direction up towards 105 at the minute, which is about as far right as we think it's going to get during this race. And yeah, the guys have been doing a good job of making the most of that, and hopefully this looks like we're setting up for a right turn here. Hopefully that goes quite nice for us, but yeah, we'll see.
Thanks, Giles.
Angle, 3, 2, 1 down.
We are on again at the top gate. 5 legs completed, and it's still INEOS Britannia leading. Guess who's following right behind them? Rossa, Prada, Pirelli.
That's catching, boys. Good.
50 knots there. Big waves, big touchdown on board the British team. They'll wash off a bit of speed, but they are just in control there. Some really big loose moments on both boats.
2, 1, well done.
Rossa have to keep pushing. They have to make something happening. Only 2 legs left after this.
Italian fans now thinking, hang on a minute. We're on leg 6. It's on. We're not done with yet. Here we go, Italia.
Good one. A good pressure here.
This is the race committee. We are moving the windward gate, shifting the axis to 102.
Happy with 1 and then left then? Yep. Some bad waves coming here. Easy, Joe. Bad wave here.
Boats just punching through the broken water at the top of those waves, so really key not to ventilate the foil. That broken wave could potentially completely blow the flow up on that leeward foil, so the foil trimmers having to identify those waves and sink the boat a little lower to actually keep the flow over that foil attached.
So important to pick your time for the manoeuvre. Patience. Ledenmon, trimmer, fully focused. What a job they have had today. Macmillan on the other side.
Down here. 2, 1, nose. Nice and slow. Turning here.
Trimmers out of the back of the boat.
Bad wave on exit here.
Eyes firmly on the foils.
Nice accurate jibe in a slightly flatter patch of water there. Seeing how many lumpy bits they've got to go through. A couple of flat spots and a couple of really wavy bits. They need to keep that rudder fully immersed for grip. We've seen a couple of spin outs from both boats, so
careful not to do the up out the mark. Keep the speed on if you can.
INEOS Britannia has done a sterling job this afternoon in this race, particularly race number 10. This could be landing a big blow if they can continue here with 2 more legs to go. They've recovered from that moment. They've rounded to complete 6 legs. And now they're up leg number 7. Last upwind leg in race 10.
And turning.
This is the race committee. We are moving the windward gate, shortening to 1.65 nautical miles.
That's one. Good rounding, boys.
A little bit less wind now, 15 knots.
Come up.
Nice, good balance.
straight line we'd be seeing 2 to 3 more knots normally of boat speed in flatter water conditions, so the sea state really knocking the top speed down. Cyclors explaining what settings the boat are in for the exit of the tack for the helmsman and trimmers.
Okay, all good, Andre.
This is good.
on board the Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli chase boat once again with Philippe Presti. Feel like I'm asking the same question. How can you get out of this one, Philippe?
Well, this time we have a sail that matches a little bit the conditions, so we're more in a hunt. Seems that the boat is more balanced, and it's very shifty, the breeze, with a slightly trend to the right. And so, yeah, good opportunities in terms of shifts. But I think the big deal is to pick up the wave to maneuver. You know, if you can do attack in the flattish spot, you make a big gains.
Philippe, just so important to execute those manoeuvres in flat water, and still absolutely nothing in this race. Just one mistake, and your team will be right back in there.
Exactly.
Thanks, Philippe.
Welcome.
Nice lefty. 3, 2, 1 down. Nice. Great tack. Nice, boys.
Really nice tack on board Luna Rossa there, as we heard.
We
British
gained something done.
really needing to keep sailing their boat well. They'll be feeling the heat. There on the back of their neck will be standing up, so they know that they cannot make one wobble. This final sector of the wind leg.
Sailing with lots of heel on INEOS Britannia.
Got good pressure here.
It's too cold with a sea stay.
INEOS Britannia just having a slightly deeper bustle or underbody under their boat, and having to sail slightly more leeward heel. A little wider cant for them, but the effective cant being roughly the same, running a slightly different aerodynamic package and hydro package than the Italian team, but very similar performance as we've seen for this whole Louis Vuitton final series.
For me, the downwind speed of INEOS has been impressive, and that's given her a buffer over Luna Rossa every time an attack comes from the trailing boat.
INEOS Britannia are about to complete leg number 7 of 8, and then they'll be looking downwind to the finish line.
3, 2, 1 now. Backing away.
And a monumental moment if they do it right in the Louis Vuitton Cup.
Right on the edge, the British team, 51 knots. Luna Rossa Prada probably down a couple of big swells as well. Super tricky conditions for all the crew on board, right on edge of control. Everyone's holding their breath, as we were as well. Can't breathe yet.
There's almost a hushed silence, isn't there? Come on, Luna Rossa fans. You've still got one leg to go.
Big pressure.
Touchdown a little for the British there. They've washed a little bit of speed off, but they should be able to build the speed again. Lead staying very similar.
Happy if you want to take some more main now.
Luna Rossa on the charge though, 47 knots of boat speed, nearly 48. British only 44, so they'll be reeling them in. Both boats, one more manoeuvre each to that finish line. Luna Rossa have got the British team in their crosshairs.
Halfway down this track, Luna Rossa running out of runway.
Both boats, one more jibe each.
Give it a little bit at the bottom.
See how wide the jibs are being sheeted. Apparent wind slightly further around these bumpy conditions
Back on here.
to make sure that mainsail is working efficiently,
Down.
balancing the boat.
1 made. Nice and smooth. Oh well.
Final manoeuvre, INEOS Britannia.
Hang on, boys. Hang on to it. Right on the edge there.
Everything to the finish here, lads. Yeah, into the finish. Everything. Nail it, lads.
Day 6 of the Louis Vuitton Cup, and after 4 days we're about to see the deadlock broken and a huge body blow thrown by INEOS Britannia. They are 6-4 in the lead and 1 win away from the Louis Vuitton Cup final and a berth in the match.
Swizzy, happy. Okay, happy. Ain't nothing lucky about that, boys. Nice work.
What a race. That was absolutely on edge, a real nail-biter, and congratulations to the British team of INEOS Britannia. Really, really well sailed under pressure. The whole team doing a nice job, and wow, Rossa certainly gave it to them.
We heard Ben say nothing lucky about that when they earned every metre. Great job, beautiful sailing, immaculate execution.
On a day when control was required in a sea state that pushed both these big AC-75 yachts around, INEOS Britannia have done the job, and now they are 1 win away from lifting the Louis Vuitton Cup.